Within the original lore and story for Dragon Ball and later Dragon Ball Z, Bulma was the daughter and heir to the most lucrative and profitable business upon the planet, but the said business was rarely referred to or explained except for a few instances from the manga and Japanimation. But the speculative scenario is this: what were the details for Dragon Ball's Capsule Corporation? When Bulma first met Goku, she used a number of accessories that astonished him. Goku had never seen anything of the sort before and was naturally curious. She mentioned that she was the daughter of the founder of the Capsule Corporation and that it was a revolutionary type of technology that was helping to modernize or even develop the world. Passing dialogue from Bulma to Goku gave the impression that various items or things could be transported quickly or even stored with efficiency through capsules, as they were originally called Hoi Poi capsules. These said miscellaneous items were shrunk through an unspecified process and when later needed were either tossed or placed in an area where the capsule was opened by either a manual or timer-based process. Said capsules needed plenty of space, as when they were opened or released, a mist of smoke appeared. Within the mist, the said items would reappear fully sized and ready to use. This simple yet astonishing method of transportation revolutionized storage or even travel, and made its inventor the richest man upon the planet. From dialogue mentioned, Dr. Brief was a highly antisocial man who spent his childhood fascinated by technology and became an inventor early on in his life. Deciding to devote his life to his inventions, he later created the Hoi Poi capsule, transportation and storage technology that later became his business of the Capsule Corporation. Conflicting sources have it that he either didn't share the technology specifics with other businesses, or other businesses couldn't replicate the Hoi Poi capsule process due to how advanced the procedure was. Regardless, the Capsule Corporation quickly became the dominant business, and Dr. Brief later became a leading figure with development and planning through consultations. Dr. Brief resigned himself to being a lifelong bachelor, devoting himself to technology and innovation, as mentioned, but through originally unclear or unknown circumstances he later met his wife. Akira Toriyama didn't have much to say about Dr. Brief's wives in specifics, as in the Dragon Ball manga, anime, and related works, she didn't have a name or much details at all. When interviewed about Bulma's mother, he suggested that her name was Panche, as that was the original name for her. Modern media had her name being retitled as Bikini Brief, as she was nearly always depicted with her eyes technically closed, as having her eyes open was a rarity in the Dragon Ball media. According to Bulma, Panchi and Dr. Brief had a massive age difference between the both of them in their relationship, as it was due to Dr. Brief originally resigning himself to be alone for the rest of his life, but later found said love with Panchi. When Bulma was born and later became a teenager in the Dragon Ball manga and early 20s in the Dragon Ball Z media, they both of them were confused occasionally for being sisters due to their looks on Panchi's youth, as people would also confuse Dr. Brief for being Bulma's grandfather due to his elderly appearance. Bulma herself was originally depicted as spoiled or even arrogant. Goku noticed that she was very entitled when they first met. Through dialogue from Bulma herself, Goku, Dr. Brief, Panchi and the others, it was because she had a gifted or even spoiled childhood, and she literally had anything she desired or needed. Anything was hers, be it possessions or people. Bulma mentioned to Goku and Yamcha that she had no shortage of affections from boys at her school because she was the most beautiful girl at the said school and the heir to the Capsule Corporation. Bulma said that the main reason why she was even looking for the Dragon Balls was that she took time off from her education on when traveling around the world, and later came across stories of the Dragon Balls and decided that she would search for them because she had nothing else better to do. Bulma invited Vegeta Vegeta to the Capsule Corporation for a place to stay. Vegeta said that the technology of the planet was primitive when in comparison to the other worlds he had visited during his life. He even went as far as saying that the Capsule Corporation's technology was still inferior as well, but he had no other choice but to use it. Vegeta trained and exercised within the makeshift Capsule Corporation ship and had to increase the gravity in order for his Saiyan body to even feel a difference with his routine. The Capsule Corporation was also targeted by Dr. Gero's androids due to it being of such importance across the planet. When the androids destroyed civilization, Trunks mentioned to Goku and everyone that due to the expansive network that Dr. Brief had created through the Capsule Corporation, it helped to provide communications to survivors, and through the flashback sequence that Trunks remembered, he saw countless refugees living in or around the former Capsule Corporation complex. Bulma had mentioned to future Gohan on future Trunks that shortly before the androids appeared, Dr. Brief had been experimenting with time travel technology, but it was Bulma that had perfected the method of time travel, as it was implied that Dr. Brief and Ponche had died early on during the androids' destruction of the planet. The lost resources from the Capsule Corporation went into the creation of the time-traveling device that Trunks later used to change history and to create the alternate timeline that eventually became Dragon Ball Super. Due to Akira Toriyama's regarding aspects from the Capsule Corporation and expanding other details which were previously unclear or unknown, these facts or lore are now considered canon due to so much of it needing to be known for various aspects of modern Dragon Ball related storytelling.